questions, one part underneath that is population. A lot of environmentalists don't like to talk about it. You talked about it way back, but that's driving a lot of the consumption, 9 billion people.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's on the way to probably more than 11 billion before it stabilizes, potentially more. But here is the good news. The effort to stabilize population growth in the world is actually a success story unfolding in slow motion. And a lot of progress has been made. I led the U.S. delegation to a conference in Cairo in 1994 where this consensus was really solidified. I don't want to get too geeky, I'll do this quickly, but it goes from one equilibrium, population growth goes from one equilibrium down an S-curve to another. The first has high birth rates and high death rates and large families. And the second equilibrium is low birth rates, low death rates, small families. Most of the wealthy countries have already made that transition. There are people in this audience, probably the majority, if you go back 2 generations where there were 6 kids in the family, or give or take, and now 2 is the average, even less. And that's true not only in all the rich countries, but all other countries in the world are on their way down that S-curve. Population is stabilizing in China, stabilizing in India. There are parts of South Asia and especially Africa, a lot of countries still have very high birth rates. Now, what causes this transition? 4 things, and all these factors have to be present. The education of girls, and the boys too, but girls have not had the same opportunities. The empowerment of women to help to participate in the choices in the family, the community, the nation. The availability of fertility management on a ubiquitous or nearly ubiquitous basis so that women and their partners can choose how many children to have and the spacing of those children. And most importantly, continued declines in child mortality. A famous African leader said 70, 80 years ago, the most powerful contraceptive in the world is the confidence by parents that their children will survive. When all 4 of those conditions are present, it's almost magical. The growth rate comes down quite quickly. The death rates come down first, and a generation later, the birth rates come down. But now the U.S. has reneged on its promises to assist the world in making fertility management more available, and there's a whole history on that we won't go into. But if we can make sure all 4 of those conditions are present, we are going to stabilize population growth.
All right. We're going to go to our